And how are you doing today, Creative?
It is full of stars.
Ugh. I just got all my tires changed and alignment. They were supposed to have ordered them so that way I didn't have to wait, but something went sideways, so they had to run to the nearest store to pick up new tires because they didn't have them at that site. So it took about 3 hours, and that was not fun. But now my tires are changed, and I won't have to worry about alignment either. They were toe-in, which is why I needed new tires sooner than I should have, but not by too much. Let's see here. I'm trying to remember where I left off last week. Alright. Alright, I was at the research station. Let's see here. Build plans. Alright, we were building those. Resources. Energy cells have already been delivered. Hull parts and Claytronics. They have the money for it. So that's just going to take time. This one. Any news of Subnautica tomorrow? Unless something goes sideways with my niece, we should be doing Subnautica tomorrow. She is doing some new medications, which is giving her some anxiety, but that she's managing that very well. Transactional. Oh, wrong button. You're full up, so you need to find a refinery. Oh, that would help. Kind of shocked there's no metal refinery nearby.
Issue spacesuits come fitted with an engine boost? No need to trundle along at the major snail's pace.
Weapons components. Most interesting. Teleport to me. And then let's...
Entering system. Argon Prime.
I'm still trying to figure out exactly where I was. So let's go Black Hole Sun and see what's going on here. Let's go to the build menu. We still don't have a large pier, but that's okay. Looks like you're going to get delivered. Energy cell, okay. Metal refinement. That needs to be built first. That's going to be a problem. But that also tells me what I need to do with the other guy. You to come out here, drop a resource buoy, and you will then mine for the commander.
Entering system. Atikva's choice.
Because this might be the first metal refiner that I'm able to find. And they're close by. Copy paste. Yeah.
Entering system. Morningstar.
Let's clear the failed behavior. You're getting the last of that delivered. Okay, hull parts, which is going to take a bit. Okay. So it looks like we're in a good spot.
Entering system. Heretics End.
What are you doing, actually? Let's just clear behavior. And while you're at it, let's fly over here and see what this guy is. So a jump point. Okay. Let's see where it goes. Oh, ooh. Let's actually abort that. Because I see purple, if I remember correctly, is those data vaults. Okay. Alright, let me refresh the laptop because it's... Okay. Now I know it's working.
Way up.
Lockbox. Okay. Alright, you look awfully full. Let's have you fly over here and see what these two guys are. Then we're going to have you fly over here. Dock and wait. Doot.
Morea. Freeport, Mammoth, Ides, Sentinel. Mammoth, Freeport.
There it is. We're going to want the laser for this one, not the repair tool.
Lockbox.
And I have to remember I don't have the standard laser. In fact, let's switch to the repair tool, which have to be closer for that. I think it's 25 meters. I actually want it on. So you have the personal blaster and the hand laser. I need to figure out how to have just the hand laser again. I wasn't sure if my owl was going to leave me behind or not. Okay.
Morea.
You think you can escape me? Leave me behind? Show you. Ice refinery. You have me worried going through that section.
Awaiting orders.
Morea.
Alright. There's the data vault. I suppose there's better engines for faster travel. Yes.
Headquarters.
Wait, that's not what I want. Alright, let's see here. Data vault, that's what I want. Start guidance.
Autopilot engaged. Data vault.
You know what?
Autopilot
That is too far.
disengaged.
Where is...
Morea. Docking granted.
Let's get closer first.
Sir,
Autopilot engaged. Autopilot disengaged.
Alright. So you're talking about better engines for travel speed. So like, let's just show you example. Go to here, we can... Actually, it'll be better if once I get out of my ship to show you.
Morea.
can I help?
No,
Goodbye.
you can help by getting out of the way. So, if we go to the wharf, we can go upgrade. And here you can see the engines. Currently, this one's got this engine, and it is a Mark III, so I don't need to upgrade its engine. But you have all-around engines, you have combat engines, and then you have travel engines. These are supposed to be even all around. These have better standard flight. This has better travel speed flight. At least that's how I understand it. I'm not exactly sure the difference between combat thrusters and all-around thrusters. Alright, now let's try to solve this puzzle. This is a different style data vault that I'm used to. That seems to have opened the bottom pieces. This one's probably going to rotate that solar panel. I can hear the data leak. Oop, there's something. And there's that one. Let's go read it. And looks like there's our physical prize.
Container.
Alright, now let's go back to our owl and go check out that jump gate and see where that jump gate takes
Raya.
us.
Docking granted.
Should have just teleported onto it, but... Alright. Actually, cancel that order. Go check that thing out. Yeah, not a single refinery. I guess that means I'll have the corner on the market. Once that gets delivered, they can build a solid storage and we can start processing.
Awaiting orders.
Oh, that's right, that's right. We're here, we might as well.
Raya.
I'm delighted to see that everyone has made it. Explorer, please fall into formation to accommodate the remaining attendees.
So many ships! I cannot believe we are actually here, ready to witness something truly historic.
The Terran Secret Service has been alerted to potential gate activity. The Intervention Corps has been ordered to undertake a threat assessment with regard to the potential impact on Sol territories. We can only guarantee everyone's safety as long as the expedition remains close to the intervention fleet. However, we advise everyone to stay clear of our firing arcs.
Initial scans indicate some activity. We will need to get closer for a more thorough read on the situation. Mission Specialist, approach the gate nacelle and interface with it to initialize a direct data stream for our onboard science team.
Affirmative. Approaching the jump gate. Activating scanner. Accessing nacelle.
Data stream is initialized. It looks like... Pull back! The engine is spiking.
Battle stations, prepare to engage. Nothing? Well then. Intervention Corps, prepare for traversal.
The expedition shall follow close behind. Mission Specialist, remain here and establish an outpost to derive a complete reading of the gate's coordinate data.
On it, sir. Godspeed, everyone.
Entering system. Watchful gaze.
Preliminary scans indicate that this system is uninhabited. No sign of boron or any other kind of life, biological or artificial.
This cannot be true. Are you certain that the sensors are not malfunctioning? It has been so long. I really thought this might be the day I finally reconnect with my kin of the Fin.
Take heart, Boron Exile. You may yet be a step closer to your reunion. Explorer, we need some detailed system mapping. The task is in your hands. There is much to learn here.
Follow the yellow circle.
Preliminary data has identified some points of potential interest. We are having trouble logging on to exact locations at this range. See if you can pinpoint them for us.
Ah, looks like I found an abandoned ship.
And what is this? The ship seems to be in a salvageable condition. My guess is that it was likely abandoned not too long ago. Perhaps this new adjunct to the network is not quite as uninhabited as we thought. This is all very exciting. I will have to account for this when preparing for the next series of observations.
This is clearly a mining ship, but that's strange. As far as I can detect, there's really very little here to mine. All I can imagine is that the vessel came under an attack of some kind.
Pish tush. That is self-evidently incorrect. There is absolutely no sign of exterior damage.
There it is.
Let me excavate the vessel's systems. Oh my goodness. These poor people are in desperate straits. They are veritably gnawing on the bones of this system for resources. According to the ship's logs, this vessel was cannibalized for parts to save the prospecting flotilla.
You probably have crew to spare. You do. Work for me somewhere else. Captain. Go. Come on. Or do I have to, like...
According to the ship's logs.
Okay. Guess I just have to wait a moment.
This vessel was cannibalized for parts to save the prospecting flotilla. Evidently, this system has long since been picked over, but they were gambling on some resources having been missed.
Alright.
The Alliance?
Now we can sit there and go... repair the ship. Oh, does it not have engines? Alright, apparently there's more to it
Little
then.
use for a miner. Explore. Keep the ship. Do with it what you wish. Do not neglect to crew the vessel appropriately if you wish to make optimal use of it.
Morea. Autopilot engaged.
Oh, I know what the issue is. I'm gonna have to wait till we can find a boron wharf. But I can just send you to there.
Empty space. Autopilot disengaged.
Hold on. I think I am picking up. Oh no, never mind that. Nothing of interest here. This system's peculiar conditions make getting accurate readings rather troublesome.
Newman Kret, sir? Our team confirms that the Heretics End Gate does indeed contain the coordinates to the Kingdom End system. The timing cannot be coincidental, can it? Just after we received word from the Boron? Is it possible that their experiments were somehow related to the gate reinitialization?
Coordinates and timing are relevant, but not conclusive. The fact of the matter is that this is definitely not Kingdom End. Interstellar messenger drones are not the fastest form of communication. We do not know what has occurred on the Boron side since their last message. Theoretically, a connection between the two gates is possible, but that is just a theory. It could well be that the systems were linked in the distant past.
Yes. Unfortunately, a theoretical compatibility does not mean much in itself. If activating or reprogramming these gates were easy, I am certain I would have overcome the challenges long ago.
The split didn't exactly give you a choice over your research focus. Could this be the Boron? Could they really have unlocked jump gate technology?
Perhaps. Perhaps not. At this point, any further hypothesis would be mere speculation. Until we have more evidence, keep your ideas off General Comms. If you must elaborate your theories, feel free to put them in writing.
Oh my! Could that be?
By the Trinity, a Boron vessel.
My instinct says we should take a closer look.
Derelict ship.
sensors are picking up a weak energy signature amongst the debris. See if you can repair the panel to gain access.
Overshot. And in we go. Come on.
Running decryption and reconstruction algorithm. The data is woefully incomplete, but it appears that this was an outpost of some manner. There are signs of an attack from several directions. It seems that the operators would have had little, if any, time to react. How frustratingly peculiar. I am forwarding all of this to our esteemed expedition commander. Perhaps he can garner more clues. I have my doubts, though.
Now we just wait.
Autopilot engaged.
Explorer, we have an unidentified ship on an intercept trajectory. This is our first contact in the newly opened network. We have no idea of who they are, or their intentions. Investigate, and if possible make contact, but maintain vigilance.
Oh, my! Aliens! Please, do not be afraid. I shall disengage my armament. Greetings. I am so pleased to make your acquaintance.
Incredible! Finally, contact with our aquatic allies. Osota, are you receiving this?
One moment, please. I am just finishing up some calculations. What did you say? A boron? Truly? A living, buoyant boron? Are my ocular sensor organs deceiving me? Allow me to introduce myself. I am Osota, and I can barely recall another boron face. I have been riven from my people for that long. Will you please deign to share your time with me?
I am Mila T, adventurer extraordinaire. I would be delighted to spend time with you.
As appointed delegate of the Alliance of the Word, please allow me to extend my greetings to you and your people. It is an honor to make your acquaintance, Mila T.
I do not have any official capacity as such, but it is marvelous to be seeing actual people from beyond the disconnected gates. How did you get here? Has a gate reopened? Are we connected once more? Oh, I knew it would have to happen eventually. What joyous news!
Momentous news indeed, although we're less than clear on how this has occurred. There was speculation that the boron triggered the gate reinitialization. Messages from your scientists indicated that they were working on such a task. Please, can you direct us towards Kingdom End?
You were in contact with Kingdom End? That is marvelous news! It has been decades since we were cut off. We have heard nothing in all that time. The severing of the connection with Nishala has been indescribably distressing for all of us.
My system is in profound turmoil. To meet a fellow boron after all these years is an incandescent joy. But to find that you, too, are cut off from the homeworld is a misery.
More than you know, Bosota. We have all mourned this loss.
But without access to Kingdom End, your
there was a period of chaos, until a royal steward was appointed. I have had dealings with him. It would be my pleasure to make an introduction.
We must make haste. There is much to be discussed with your leadership.
Follow me, you cavalcade of curious creatures.
A Boran society not headed by a queen? This is somewhat hard to fathom.
Indeed, Bo-Sotar. From your own experience, you understand the pain of separation. I doubt other species appreciate the biological depth of our harmonious societal interconnection. It was worse than it is now. It used to be that all our systems were isolated. Severed, not just from Kingdom End, the Queen, and Homeworld Nishla, but also from each other. Fortunately, several of our systems reconnected to each other eventually, but none received word from home. Reorganization became a necessity. The provinces adrift, as we call ourselves, were only ever intended to be temporary, but under the Royal Steward, it has grown into a comprehensive governing body. But some of us have never given up on Kingdom End. Your communication with the homeworld is momentous in the extreme. Not a soul in these systems has found evidence of where the Kingdom End even still exists.
Yay, no more talking.
Goodness.
Ah, I spoke too
A
soon.
Commonwealth ship. Surely this indicates that our reports are correct. The once dormant gate has indeed resumed its function and brought our province into alignment with our erstwhile allies. You must realize what this means. All the resources of the Commonwealth are now within reach. At long last, a chance to end the shortages. Pick up the pace.
I must warn you, the provinces adrift are not awash with the luxuries of the old kingdom. The pain of severance has been constant, but our economy has also suffered. The shortages of essential goods have cut deeply. Reconnection with the network may alleviate some of these issues, at least.
Alrighty. I may have beaten her to the thing, but then the whole cutscene changed that. Alright.
Autopilot. Disengage.
Neela T, you bring us guests, outsiders, with a fleet no less. What have you been up to?
More than that, Royal Steward, I bring momentous news. The fleet, this Paranid-led fleet, it came from the Dormant Gate in watchful gaze. They have communicated with Kingdom End. They have no Kingdom End gate, but they have communication. We are connected to the network once more.
My word, if
The delegation needs an audience. May I?
Yes, of course. There is so much to discuss, so much to consider.
Royal Steward, would it be in order for me to accompany the delegation?
I'm sure you have other things to do. Diplomacy is not the same thrill as exploration.
Please, Royal Steward, with your permission.
Of course, Neela T. By all means, accompany the delegation.
Miss Moore, you have displayed some usefulness thus far. I'm tasking you with joining us in meeting the Royal Steward. I may have need of your insights.
You have clearly made an impression on the expedition commander. I sense you are becoming more central to his plans. Join the delegation. Watch this Royal Steward. I have some experiments to attend to, though I shall keep an eye on you. A Boron capital ship. In all my days. A perfect equilibrium of function and ergonomics. And with such flair. My current abode is penurious in comparison.
My ropalium near explodes. explodes with the joy of welcoming esteemed visitors. This historic occasion is the first of its kind. I am Leda V, Royal Steward of the Provinces Adrift. On behalf of Her Majesty the Queen, and as her loyal servant, it is my profound pleasure to welcome an emissary of the Paranid Empire. And once business is out of the way, I insist you join me on a more informal tour.
Esteemed Royal Steward Leda Wee, thank you for your most gracious welcome. You must forgive me. I, Numankaret, am no Empire emissary. I represent the Alliance of the Word, a diplomatic forum and scientific organization funded by various races across the network.
My. But do you have letters patent from the Empire? The provinces adrift are in dire straits. We must negotiate terms of assistance.
I am compelled to reiterate, I do not speak for the Paranid authorities. Though we do bring news which may bring joy. We have been in communication with Kingdom End. Limited, fragile communication, but communication nevertheless. Some months ago, we received word from your homeworld. It was heartening to discover that the Boron Core has survived the shutdown, and learn of their most ambitious endeavor. Their entire scientific resources are focused on understanding and manipulating Jumpgate technology. We humbly request your permission to investigate the dormant Jumpgates in your territory, and to set up a scientific outpost in the region, should that be required.
There are so many implications to consider. This really is momentous. I am afraid I must decline your request, for now. We cannot be precipitous.
By the glistening waters of Nishala!
I fail to understand. We ask for no more than your permission. We certainly have no wish to be a drain on your resources.
Leda Wee, they are trying to connect us with Kingdom End. They have communications.
Neela T, this obsession with finding home is entirely yours. You may have the luxury of gallivanting around the galaxy in search of miracles, but I have responsibilities. I have the welfare of billions of souls to consider. Our guests have already made clear that the outside network, with all its resources, has been unable to connect with our homeworld. The priority at this juncture is the welfare of our people, and I shall not be distracted from that.
Honored host, we will of course expedite communications with the governments of the network. I'm sure emissaries are preparing as we speak. Yet, if we could simply...
Enough, please. I understand your request, but I do not think you understand what is at stake. Please have patience, but for now, the matter is settled.
Outrageous! The Boron Queen's government itself is racing to reconnect, and you decline to facilitate? What kind of royal steward are you?
Please.
There is nothing to be gained from trading insults.
This is absurd. Our work is of the utmost importance. Your obduracy is beyond me. I shall take my leave. Heading to the dock, awaiting pickup.
And as much as I wish this was over, we still got more talking
That
to do.
certainly could have gone better, but all may not be lost.
Ah, the silent one from our disappointing introduction. Your expedition commander hardly seemed in the mood for positive solutions. I cannot imagine that you presume to speak for him.
Assistant, perhaps uncovering more context first may help with your solutioneering.
Your expedition commander hardly seemed in the mood for positive solutions. I cannot imagine that you presume to speak for him.
Assistant, perhaps uncovering more context first may help with your solutioneering.
From time to time, I spend the waking nights pondering the very same question. It would be misleading to cast blame for all our miseries on the Great Shutdown. In fact, when we were first riven from the wider network, the vast majority of our boron systems remained connected between themselves. Isolated from external threats, we commenced a new age of reflection and scientific endeavor. And while this period of peace brought the wealth of Kingdom End to fabulous new heights, We were not complacent. Resources were stockpiled throughout the Queendom, a precautionary measure. Oh, we thought we were prepared, yet in truth we were far from it. We Boron are inherently connected to each other, you see. We thrive on a collective sort of innate affinity. Once that connection was severed, each system found itself in complete isolation. Things fell apart quite quickly, I'm afraid to say. Productivity collapsed catastrophically. Stockpiles were depleted far more rapidly than anticipated, and there was no way to replenish them. After years of disarray, Great Reef finally reconnected with barren shores. Later, it was joined by several other systems. The provinces adrift were founded, but by then the damage was done. We still lacked crucial resources. I contend that it was the collective psychological toll of the severance that caused this, more so than the evident logistical challenges posed by the shutdown. I regret my approach at our meeting. You see, I have not hosted a diplomatic function in decades. Unfortunately, I am simply not in the habit of communicating with anyone other than Boron, you see. We Boron converse amongst ourselves, relying on complex structures of pheromones, not just mere words. There was so much to communicate, so much to cogitate upon, yet the words failed to convey my meaning. You must imagine it like painting an ocean, yet having only a single shade of blue with which to do so. You are correct, of course. There is no harm in reaching for common ground. I am embarrassed to say that our defensive capabilities are woefully inadequate. Ashamedly so. Our economy is so fractured. We struggle to construct anything larger, perhaps, than a frigate. We cannot even resource and operate a full-scale shipyard. For half a century of isolation, we Boron have had little need for a comprehensive military. I fear that we are wholly unprepared for the myriad dangers lurking beyond the gate. And should word spread of the valuable equipment and facilities proposed by the Alliance of the Word, it might be akin to painting a target upon ourselves for any nefarious actors in the vicinity. One moment. I have, even now, received word of split incursions. If we had anything of value to loot, we would not be discussing skirmishes. They would descend upon us in hordes.
The Protectorate has determined that this system poses no threat to the citizens of Sol or the wider network. Our orders are to deploy to a position of more strategic importance.
That's a weird glitch.
Stay alert. None of us know what might be lurking out there.
The Alliance of the Word thanks you for your support. We shall proceed alone from here on. Our military friends are needed elsewhere.
Alright. Unknown ship coming in. Crew quarters.
Our differences in the past, but I had no idea he would be so stubborn. I am so very sorry you had to witness that embarrassingly discordant display. Leader Wee and I disagree on much, but he is not a bad person. You know, he is just scared. Oh, you took note of that, did you? Time after time, I approach Leader Weave for the resources to find our way back home, but he has come to the conclusion that efforts spent on this endeavor come at an immediate cost to our people. I would hate for you to get the impression that I do not care for my fellow Boron here. Out on the fringes, I am truly seeking to make a difference for the people. Serving the Queen's subjects is a duty for me. You see, I do not like to draw too much attention to it, but I myself am the progeny of stranded minor royals. Before you bow or anything like that, I am not part of the direct line of succession, and that is not how our monarchy works in any case. Yet, it drives me to find a path back home, for the people to once again delight in a reunited, merry realm. I think he is scared of falling short. He carries the weight of the expectations of the entire provinces. He wants to keep everyone safe, and I think he fears that your expedition will exacerbate an already dangerous situation. Yes, fraught with danger. The provinces lie uncomfortably close to Kark territory. When Sanctuary of Darkness first connected to the provinces, it triggered regular attacks. We barely managed to protect ourselves with the meager military that we could cobble together. Thankfully, the waves have calmed for now. The Kark incursions eventually ceased. All attempts to communicate with these enigmatic creatures have failed, so I would hesitate to call it a ceasefire. It is more of a lull in hostilities. As you can imagine, the situation remains rather fragile. Pleasant travels.
Alright, now let's go talk to the other one. Where is
Who does this fool think he is? Does he not understand the gravity of our mission? Withholding his consent? We shall continue without it if necessary. Why do you think I remain on this fool's dock? And who are you to tell me to calm myself? I appreciate your contributions to our mission, but do not forget that I remain your superior. I must clear my head of the fool's petulance before I return to my post. Yes, you are right. That much is obvious. I cannot help but wonder if there's more to the issue than that. Perhaps he is overly attached to his role as Prime Administrator of the provinces. A reunion with King Demenda would inevitably result in him having to relinquish power and standing. Well, we are a scientific expedition, so our offensive options are rather limited in that regard. What we can do, however, is make assurances that any valuable equipment that is transported into Boron space will be well guarded, making it an unappealing target. Furthermore, I am prepared to place several scouts at his disposal, and to establish a network of satellites in watchful gaze. That will give the split cause to reconsider an incursion into the provinces. The situation with this steward does indeed seem resolvable, though I fear he wears my patience thin. Take this matter in hand. Go and see the fool. Perhaps you can change his mind. Ah, I understand. He is worried that our presence will stir up an infestation of the Chitterers. The Alliance of the Word is certainly prepared to provide assurances that our investigation will not leave him exposed to Ka'ak attacks. Yes, you are right. That much is obvious. I cannot help but wonder if there's more to the issue than that. Perhaps he is overly attached to his role as Prime Administrator of the provinces.
Ah, the silent one from our disappointing introduction. Your commendable commitment to peace is as welcome as it is unexpected. The Alliance of the Word is to be lauded for its respect for our peaceful ways. Well, this is an unexpectedly kind offer from the